today outside the offices of David Mowat, who is Warrington's local MP. Now we're here today to talk to David a little bit about helping young people within their careers and what opportunities is out there for them. So we'll get inside and see what David has to say.
My degree was in engineering at a place called Imperial College in London. And after that, I became a chartered accountant, so I'm a lapsed engineer. And then after that, I worked mostly in IT. And I worked for a company called Accenture, which is a consulting firm. Moved from London to the northwest and was based in Manchester from 1989 onwards. And the companies I worked mostly with were oil and gas companies. So I worked with energy and very big IT projects in energy. And I left that in 2005. And that's when the politics started.
Great. So have you always been interested in politics from a very young age?
Yes, I've always been interested in politics. I mean, I'm not a professional politician, though, in the sense that a lot of people, if you like, just go into politics from university. David Cameron, Ed Miliband are probably both professional politicians, really. So I did have another career. But yes, I have always been interested in politics. And funnily enough, on my engineering degree, the only course on it that I really excelled in was there was a second-year course in politics that I did quite well on. The rest of it I was a bit more average at.
Right, okay. So what policies do you have in place for young people of today to find work?
Well, the most fundamental thing that young people need about finding work is more jobs in the first place. Mm-hmm. And that's to do with how industry in particular and the private sector is able to generate the jobs that people need. Mm-hmm. And this particular recession has been really quite tough on young people. And I say this because my children are aged between 25 and 20, and it is really hard to get jobs at the moment. But there is no escaping the fact that the only way in the end that the jobs are going to be there is if they're created in the first place.
How do you propose it's going to help really ambitious young people that are wanting to go to universities, but university fees are quite high?
Nothing has to be paid until after the course. Mm-hmm. So in a sense, that shouldn't disincentivise anybody from doing it. And even after the course, the amount people have to pay back there's two things about that. If they never get a job that's that well paid, they never have to pay it back. So although people call it a loan, it's not really a loan. It's more like a type of taxation. And it comes in more progressively than the existing system that Labour brought in. I mean, so in fact, I think it is quite a progressive policy. And people say, and this is an interesting argument, people say that someone like myself had a free university education, and that's true. 30 years ago, I did. But when I started work, I paid tax at 30% or 33%. Whereas when this generation of graduates start work, they pay tax at 20%, plus the tuition fee payback, but still takes it to a lower rate of tax than effectively I was paying.
What would you say, advice-wise to young people that want to go into politics for a career?
Hate giving advice in case you're wrong. I think, though, what I would say is that you need to do something else as well. Uh-huh. And politics is a long, hard road. I was quite fortunate in that I've only ever stood once for Parliament. Many of my colleagues in Parliament have stood 2, 3, 4 times before they were successful. So I think that you mustn't just assume it's the only thing you can do and can be in your life. And there's a number of building blocks for it. Be a councillor, just be a community activist, just get involved in things that interest you. Mm-hmm. And then it falls into place. And the final thing that we all need in a career is luck.